Beautiful ones, let's do part 2 of Venus in the signs. So if you don't know, I already did a part 1 where I talk from Venus in the signs from Aries to Virgo. So on that video, I talk about Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, and Virgo. So if you have Venus in one of these signs, please go and check the other video. And if you have Venus in the other 6 signs of the zodiac, stay here with me and let's go through it. In the first video, I explained what is Venus, what means Venus in our natal chart. It shows how we behave in relationships, what we like, the things we feel more comfortable with in a relationship. So it's very interesting to go and check out your Venus and your partner's Venus and the people you love. So let's start. Let's start with Venus in Libra. Venus in Libra is the best placement for Venus to be in because people with Venus in Libra, they are very balanced. They seek justice. They like to relate with other people. They kind of like to have relationships or to be in a relationship. They feel more alive and they know themselves better when they are in a relationship because they kind of need the opposite to find themselves, to understand themselves. That's a bit of a characteristic from Libra. That is, people with a lot of Libra energies, they grow seeing the opposite and they grow in relationship. Doesn't mean that they always need to be in relationship or it needs to be a romantic relationship, but they have those characteristics of need to have someone else to kind of mirror them. That's how it works with the Libra energies. People with Venus in Libra, they seek justice. They are very active in the search for love. They love the balance and the beauty and even the art and everything that is beautiful. They can feel quite resentful if they feel that the other person is taking advantage of them. So people with Venus in Libra, they like what is beautiful. So they like something, they like to appreciate the things and they like to look at beautiful things. There is a problem with Venus in Libra, that is, with time, they can adapt too much to others and they stop saying what they feel because they are very careful to not hurt other people. So they might hide that how they feel or that they don't like something for a long time and kind of builds up because as they are like kind of allergic to conflicts, they like everything balanced and they seek justice in a relationship. Sometimes they prefer to hide that they don't like something that the person says or does rather than create a conflict. That is what Venus in Libra is. It's very balanced. It likes the other person to be beautiful. Normally these people attract good-looking partners and they like justice in the relationship. What can also happen is, as they are not very good in communicate because they want to avoid conflicts, sometimes people with Venus in Libra, they don't say the things and they end up one day just going away without really telling exactly what happened. They can kind of disappear because they hold on for so long with that thing that they didn't like it and it wasn't good for them in that relationship, that they just move on rather than sit down and explain and go through the things and say, look, I really don't like this, I really don't feel comfortable with that. So if you have Venus in Libra, try to bear that in mind. That is, if you are not pleased with something, communicate with the other person. Don't hold back, because that love that you feel for the other person, if you don't communicate, if you don't express how you feel, that love will end up dying, and it's not even the other person's fault. It's just because you are not communicating. So the fact that you want to get away from conflicts sometimes will create you pain, will create pain around people that you love. So when you want to say something to someone, you don't need to create a conflict. You just need to sit down and express yourself and let the other person express themselves. So don't hold the things inside. If you don't like something, say, explain, tell the other person. The other person is not inside of your head, so the other person is not going to understand if you don't like something. I know it's hard because you are a very soft energy in relationships, but try to communicate. And if you relate with someone with Venus in Libra, know that is, people with Venus in Libra normally don't tell what they don't like. So kind of try to tell them, but are you happy with this? Are you sure that you're happy with this? Would you like me to change something about this? Try to go through that conversation with them, because they are not straightforward in this type of things, because Libra is the opposite of Aries. So if you watch the first video, Aries is very objective and says and does and is quick. So Libra is the opposite. It holds back, doesn't want conflict, is more subjective than objective. So try to know the other person. That is very useful, especially for romantic relationships. To keep someone with Venus in Libra happy in a relationship, they need to feel that they are treated kindly and with justice, and the things are fair. And they need to feel comfortable to share everything with their partners. An unbalanced relationship will make them unhappy, because Libra is always, if you see the Libra symbol, it's like a scale. So it always needs to be balanced. If it tends too much to one side or tends too much to the other side, it's going to make the other person unhappy. If you have Venus in Libra, instead of waiting always for the other partner to tell you what to do or what is good or what you should do, try to get a bit more initiative and plan the weekend ahead, or you decide which restaurant you're going, or you decide when you're going to have the holidays. Don't let yourself always in the hands of someone else, because you are a pleaser, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just like you might end up living someone else's life. So turn this to you, turn this soft and nice energy to you. Go and be surrounded by the things you love, because you like beauty, you love art, you like nice music. So turn this to you, and don't be waiting always for the other person to tell you what to do or not. Then we have Venus in Scorpio. People with Venus in Scorpio, they are very intense in relationships. And even if they don't admit for themselves or for the other person, they have a strong desire to kind of control the other person, even if they don't admit it. Of course, this will vary and will depend on other positions that you have in your natal chart, but Venus in Scorpio always has a little bit of this. They need that intense, a bit obsessive, the passion, the desire. Venus in Scorpio is like that. Scorpio is an intense sign. It has a beautiful side as well, but it's intense. It's intense in the positive and is intense in the negative. When they love someone, they really love someone. When they don't like someone, they don't like someone. They are in a relationship, they are very suspicious of their partner. It's kind of, they trust in them, but they always like to check and to make sure. They are a bit scared of being cheated or being played around. They like to know that the other person loves them and is in the relationship with the same intensity that they are. They can take, as a good Scorpio placement, they can take things to extremes. They can be a bit provocative, but at the same time, they are very sensual. They have a spark. Normally, I say that people with Scorpio energies, they are not unnoticed, or they are very sexy, or they are very intense, but when they come into a room, you kind of feel them, you notice them. It's not something that people don't even notice. No, with Scorpio energies, you notice the power and the passion of the person. Because of this, they normally attract dramas in the relationship. They have very intense energies in the relationship area, that is Venus. So at least like a little drama they attract.
Or they are caught in a love triangle, or they suspect that the other person is with the other person and they go and check, like the film type, the movie type.
They like the chase, they like to pretend they are hard to get. And as I said, they like to know that the other person is interested in them, that the other person desires them, and only them. Because this fact that the other person, it's even a bit obsessive with them, makes them feel secure somehow. And that's why they need it. So let's turn this to you. If you are that intense, that passionate, and if you have Venus in Scorpio, careful in relationships. First, understand that not everyone is going to cheat on you. Not everyone is a liar. Understand that you can live a life where you're not suspicious of everyone or of your partner. Scorpio, it's a very good placement for transformations. So you come to this earth with this placement because you need to transform something in the way you love. And it would be good for you to turn this around to you, and instead of being obsessive with the other person or want this intense desire for the other person, turn that to you, okay? So be committed with you, be loyal to you, be your center of attention. Make your things in your life the first priority, and put this intense passion that you have towards things you do, you love, even if it's your career, a hobby that you have. Instead of putting this obsessive energy and power towards other people, turn this to you. Because when other people receive this energy, they might start to be a bit even scared of it. Sometimes people that relate with people with Venus in Scorpio, they are afraid that they are going to hurt them because they are so into it, they are so obsessive, so intense, that this person that doesn't have such an intense Venus sees this person with so much passion, so much intensity. They're like, oh my God, I can't handle this, it's too much for me. So try to, it's not that you need to block this energy, because you do have this energy in you, but don't throw this energy towards other people. Kind of use this energy for your projects, for your evolution, to study. Like normally people, even as in Scorpio, they love mysteries, they like to know secrets. Use this energy towards other things, not so much to your partner, because it's hard on someone to receive this energy. To keep someone with Venus in Scorpio interested, they need to feel that the other partner is loyal to them, is committed with them. There is a sexual bit here. They are quite intense in the sexuality. They also need to feel free to have their own space, their own secrets. Don't try to know everything that is going on about the person that has Venus in Scorpio, because they might not be hiding anything from you, but they like to feel that they have their own secrets. It's a way of feeling protected. Venus in Sagittarius. So people with Venus in Sagittarius, they have high expectations on relationships, and they idealize love and relationships. They are very much like always in their heads how it should be, a relationship and love and relate with other people. They need to relate with someone that has high values, that loves to travel, that likes adventures. They are very attracted to people that are in love with life and adventure, and expansive people, positive people. That's what attracts them. And they are also like that in love. They always see like a brighter future ahead. They like to travel. They might be attracted by foreign people, but it's always like this more far thing, more high expectations, high values. The other side of the world, they are not in the relationships, they are not the tiny village down the road person that I'm in love with since I am 14. Venus in Sagittarius is not that. It's the big things, the big relationships, the different relationships. They don't really like relationship games, and they value a lot the truth and honesty in a relationship. They are very straightforward in relationships. They say, I like this, I don't like that. They are not like Venus in Libra. If they need to hurt someone, it's not maliciously, but if they need to say, oh, I don't like that, they will say. They are very straightforward. They normally don't commit with a relationship as easy as other people. So if you are related with someone with Venus in Sagittarius, don't expect that they are going to commit with you in the second week of seeing you, because they need to be sure that that's what they want, and they need to feel they are not stuck in a relationship. If you relate with someone with Venus in Sagittarius, or you have Venus in Sagittarius, as soon as these people feel they are stuck, it's game over. Let them be free, and you also be free, because if you have this placement and you are not being free, it's halfway for the relationship to end. You need to feel free in the little things, in the big things. You need to feel you are a free soul in relationships. To keep them happy in a relationship, they need to feel that they have their own space. They have room to grow. They have room to their crazy adventures. They cannot have a very needy or stuck relationship. It's not going to make them happy. It's not going to work with Venus in Sagittarius. They love to laugh. They are very fun in a relationship, but they also like to be taken seriously. So if you have Venus in Sagittarius, you need to have adventures. You need to feel free. You need to travel. You need to meet other people. And don't put so much expectations in a relationship. Do this for yourself. Even if you are single, what kind of things like make you feel alive? Like learn a new language, go and travel, learn how people do certain type of things in another place, learn how to cook different culture, cuisines, anything that is different, that is expansive, that is big. Because for you to feel alive, you need that. You need that adventure. Venus in Capricorn. People with Venus in Capricorn, they come across responsible. They are self-controlled in relationships. They are also ambitious. They need to feel respected in relationships. They normally also respect their partners. It might take a while for them to commit, but when they commit, they actually commit. And they stick with it, and they take it seriously, and they are compromised people. They need to feel secure in relationships. They need to feel that relationship is not a waste of time. People with Venus in Capricorn, they are a bit traditional and conservative. And they also feel that having a relationship, it's a responsibility, and they are trustable people, and normally they fulfill their compromise. If they committed with someone, they try to fulfill that compromise with the other person. They also need to feel accepted by society. So having a relationship that is very different from the traditional and the conservative, it's a bit hard for them, because they need to feel that society is not against their relationship. The way they show love, it's by pass to their partner's sense of security. I'm here. I'm here for whatever you need. I'm here like a support, like a base. That is what Venus in Capricorn is. And that's how they show their love. They might not communicate too much, but when you need them, they are there. And they like to know where the relationship is heading to. They are not really like those type of people of having just a one-night stand with someone. They can have, of course, but other placements for Venus is more pro to that than Venus in Capricorn. Venus in Capricorn is that sense of security, sense of structure, but in a relationship. They are responsible, they are committed. If you relate with someone with Venus in Capricorn, you will feel that, you will feel they are there for you. They are responsible, they are organized. The opposite also can happen, that is, they can become too serious. They sometimes forget to have fun in relationships. They don't like things to come out of their control. Sometimes it's hard for them to get out of the routine, because people with Venus in Capricorn, they love a good routine where they know what to expect. The things don't come out of their what they normally know. So it's a Venus that is more serious, committed. It's more, I'm here. It's not like Venus in Gemini or Venus in Sagittarius. It is a bit more like fun and woo, it's not as responsible. But Venus in Capricorn is very responsible, and they like to know that the other partner is committed. If the other partner is committed, if they feel that, they will also be committed. And they are people that even as friends, they are good to have as a support. To keep people with Venus in Capricorn happy, they need to feel secure, they need to feel the other partner is committed with them, and they always need to plan things ahead. They are very committed. But if you have Venus in Capricorn, instead of putting this responsibility so much in the other person, turn this to you. Which areas of your life you are not being as responsible as you wish you were? So get this committed energy that you have inside of you and apply on that project, and organize things as you want. Plan ahead instead of expecting so much commitment and responsibility from the partners. Do this to you, because some areas in your life, I'm sure you are not as committed as you wanted to. So you have this energy in you, so use for those things. Don't use it and put this in other person. I always bring it to you, where I have this energy inside of me. Where can I use it? And use it there. Hi everyone, Sandra from the future here. So while editing the video, I realized that I deleted an important part of the Venus in Aquarius. So here I am recording the video again about Venus in Aquarius, because you people with Venus in Aquarius deserve it. People with Venus in Aquarius, they kind of are in love with humanity. It's hard for someone with Venus in Aquarius to just focus in one person, in one human being in their whole life. Doesn't mean that they don't like other people, of course they do, and they love as everyone else, but they have this characteristic of being in love with the humanity, looking at humanity and seeing where they can help, what they can do, what we should do about humanity and to help other people. They also love technology. They are very good in understanding and see where humanity could improve. So they are about the big causes of the world. And because of this, they might be seen as a bit selfish, because they like to focus on their ideas, their projects, what's going on in the world, rather than being the romantic type of person that is there just all the time focusing their partner. Because of this, the partners can accuse them of being a bit distant. They are very open-minded, they are very futuristic, they love technology, they love everything that is new. They kind of like the evolution. As Aquarius is a fixed sign, even if they are not happy in a relationship, they might stay in that relationship for a long time. And this is not good. If you have Venus in Aquarius, try to understand that you have that characteristic. Even if you are not happy, you tend to stay in the same thing and don't move for some time. So bear this in mind. If you are not happy, the quick you change or the relationship, you do something new, you create adventure, you make the relationship interesting again, or you need to move on from that relationship. Just don't stay in something that you are not happy with. Or you change the mechanics of the relationship, or you move on. They are very independent and they kind of like to choose their own terms in the relationship. relationships. They like to be admired by their visions and by their ideas. They like people to appreciate their intelligence. It might be hard for them to compromise with someone and show that compromise. To keep someone with Venus in Aquarius happy, they like to be reminded all the time how interesting they are, how their ideas can change the world, how they have great ideas. They like to be appreciated by their intelligence, by their mind. They cannot feel a prisoner in a relationship. And it's very important for their partners to accept their unique ideas and their different visions of the world, the ways that they have of seeing things. It's good to have a partner that kind of match this and doesn't mind have this type of different and new ideas. If you have Venus in Aquarius, remember that to feel alive, you need those parts of life. So you need to know where humanity is going. It would be good for you to do like humanitarian causes or volunteer somewhere. Those type of things, they make you feel alive. So it's also important to show some commitment to the other person, to show and make them feel secure. Every time you need energy, do that. Go and help someone on the streets, or go and plan a volunteer or travel to a place where you could help them. That will make you feel alive. Then we have Venus in Pisces. People with Venus in Pisces, they are very sensitive. A lot of people that are singers or artists, they have a Venus in Pisces. People with Venus in Pisces, they can have the savior syndrome. What is the savior syndrome? It's those type of people that they think they can save the world and they can help everyone. They have a very, like a sacrifice spirit. So if they love someone, they can literally sacrifice themselves for that person, and they can get into relationships that on the extreme are not very good for them, because they kind of mix so much with the other person. They think that the other person's problems is their problems, and it's hard for them to separate and keep the distance of this is me, this is you. Because people with Venus in Pisces, they do this a lot with their energy. They are like sponges, so they kind of attract a lot of energies, and they feel if the partner is not well, if something happened, even if the other partner doesn't communicate with them, they feel it. They are very intuitive, very sensitive people. What happens is, when they get into these positions of sacrificing themselves for the other people to help, they end up forgetting about themselves. They go so much to the other person's energy, and they mix so much with the other person's problems. And doesn't need to be in a relationship. They also do that with family and friends, people and things that they love. Even if it's like pets, they can do this. They focus so much and they feel so much the other person that they forget about themselves, and they sacrifice themselves, their energy, just to be there present for the other person. If you have Venus in Pisces, please be careful with this. Remember, you are a person, individual, and the other people are other people. You are not responsible for other people's problems. You are only responsible for yourself. I know this sounds a bit selfish, and people with Venus in Pisces, they are afraid of being selfish. When they are selfish, they feel bad, because it feels like, oh, I'm doing something wrong. I'm focusing myself and I'm not focusing on other people. I might be doing something wrong. That is not true. You need to stop with that, okay? We come to this earth to be responsible for ourselves, to be responsible for our evolution. If we take time from our evolution to kind of focus in other people's evolution, this is going to damage our evolution, but is also going to damage other people's evolutions, because you want so much to help that you don't give space and time for this person and other people to go and do for themselves, to do wrong, and to learn with a lesson. You need to let other people make mistakes. Let them do it. That's life. Let other people do what they need to do. Life is perfect. So if something is happening to someone, know that the universe is not doing that randomly. Stop focusing so much on the others. Turn this to you. Focus in yourself. Learn how to separate the energies. My friend's problem is her problem, or his problem is not mine. Focus in your things. Because in the mix of this, you might lose your identity and you might lose yourself in the other person. When the relationship ends, people with Venus in Pisces, if they were in this situation, it's so painful. Because when the other person goes, it feels like it takes sometimes a lot of this person's energy with them. So when they end the relationship, it feels like they are empty. They don't know who they are because they didn't took time to work on themselves. They were working on the other people's problems. They were focusing on the people. So if you have Venus in Pisces, if we could open up your chest and look inside of your energy, we could see you, or we could see your chest full of other people. Think about that. To keep them happy in a relationship, they need to feel understood. They need to have romance, and they need to feel unconditional love. So this is the end of the video. I hope you liked it. I hope it was useful. And if you know someone that was going to benefit from knowing their Venus placement, please send them the video. Thank you.